You know, I can't wait to play with my Switch too. I'm so excited, I can't believe I got one. Oh my gosh. Ganondorf? What? You're not getting away with this that easily.
Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Wake up, Link.
Hello and welcome back to the PowerFull show. YouTube's... Wait. Shut up, Apple Watch. Where am I? Wait, what am I? I'm the... How do I get out of here? Ooh, an iPad. Now how do I get out of here? Ooh, pretty. Why's there text in the corner? And is that Santa Claus? Hi Santa, have I been good this year? Jeez, there's no need for the names. A simple no would have been good. What we do, Piggy? Goodbye, friend. No, not friendly. Die. Phew, I got away. Can you hold this real quick? Sorry, Good. What the Finally at the bottom. Oh, hi Santa. So you'll give me that paraglider if I get you 4 spirit orbs from the shrines? Okay. Moral and ethical dilemmas from looting a place of worship aside, this should be easy. I was wrong. I don't know what just happened. Yes, Santa. 3 more shrines. Ugh. Let's get on to it. Okay, so my iPad says it's this way. The power of a remote bomb in the palm of my hand. Stasis, you're under arrest. This cold can't stop me, but maybe he can. Finally, this mountain was the hardest to climb, and if I look at my iPad, then I can see I still have 2 ability slots left, so this is going to be the coolest and most useful item yet. It makes ice pillars. Well, that was a letdown. Oh, hi Santa. That paraglider will be really helpful getting off this mountain. What do you mean, come find you? We had a deal. Where'd he go? You've got to be around here somewhere, old man. I'll get you! Okay, now give me the paraglider.
The Great Calamity was merciless. It devastated everything in its path. Lo, a century ago. It was then that
Your Switch 2
was taken away from
you.
And since that time, here I have remained in spirit form. I think you are now ready. Ready to hear what happened 100 years ago. To know Calamity Ganon's true form, one must know the story from an age long past. The Demon King was born into this kingdom, but his transformation into malice created the horror you see now. Stories of Ganon were passed from generation to generation in the form of legends and fairy tales. But there was also a prophecy. The princess, her appointed knight, and the rest of the champions were on the brink of sealing away Ganon. But nay. Ganon was cunning, and he responded with a plan beyond our imagining. He appeared from deep below Hyrule Castle, seized control of the Guardians and the Divine Beasts, and turned them against us. The champions lost their lives, those residing in the castle as well. The appointed knight bravely won and collapsed while defending the princess. And thus, the kingdom of Hyrule was devastated absolutely by Calamity Ganon. However, the princess survived to face Ganon alone.
Link, you are our final hope. The fate of Hyrule rests with you.
princess was my own daughter, my dear Zelda. You fought valiantly when your fate took an unfortunate turn. And then, you were taken to the Shrine of Resurrection. Here you now stand, revitalized 100 years later. Considering that I could not save my own kingdom, I have no right to ask this of you, Link. But I am powerless here. You must save her, my daughter, and do whatever it takes to annihilate Ganon.
I remember it all. I am the only channel on YouTube destined to defeat Ganondorf and save my Switch 2. Today, I'm saving Hyrule, and most importantly, my Switch 2.
You must save her, my daughter.
Oh yeah, and her too, I guess. Today, I'm playing Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, if you didn't already tell. And this is my first Zelda game. The Legend of Zelda is a series of games that follows the destined hero named Link on his quest to save the Princess Zelda who's been kidnapped or taken by Ganon. I started playing this game for last month's video, where I said goodbye to the Nintendo Switch. And that was back in May. It's July. If you haven't already seen that video, I highly recommend watching it after this one, because I absolutely cooked. But before you can go, I need to get my Switch 2 back. The only way I know how. Through a complicated series of events that will somewhat improve my chances of actually beating him. So, let's get right into it. Old mate Rowan told me to go beat Ganon, something I was already planning on doing. And he also told me to go visit his friend named Impa, as going straight to Ganon would be almost certain death. So, I took his advice and headed to Impa, and began my preparations to beat Ganon with Phase 1. On my way to meet Impa, I saved some Hylians, re-killed the undead, cooked some food, and found another shrine. These shrines are littered all over Hyrule, and do the exact same things as the ones on the Great Plateau, or tutorial area that I was in before. The only exception being that they don't give you a new ability each time, as there's more than 120, and I don't think that would be even possible. And they only give you a Spirit Orb. Going and praying at any goddess statue will allow you to trade 4 Spirit Orbs for either a stamina vessel or a heart container, each improving your max hearts or max stamina respectively. All these shrines help you master a different one of the game's mechanics and central abilities that I got in the Great Plateau. Across from the shrine I found a stable, and these are basically the kingdom's economic and trading hubs, and also deal with horses sometimes. The reason I say these stables or trading hubs is because this is where you find Beetle, and he'll buy literally anything I give him, despite its either importance to the story or lack of significance, and I literally found it on the ground. This man can be found in literally every stable, alongside a few other groups of people who aren't really that important, often giving you different quests. These are stables, of course, and they do deal with horse stuff. Once you register a horse in a stable, you can either board it or withdraw it to your heart's content. If you've already withdrawn it and it's on the other side of the map, don't worry, this is also basically horse fast travel. They can get horses from anywhere. They can even get the horses you left in the middle of Hyrule Field surrounded by guardians. What do you mean that's oddly specific? I didn't do that. Due to the point on my map, I knew where Impa was, I just didn't know how to get to her, because she was surrounded by a mountain range, and I just didn't know how to get in. There was a chasm, I just missed it several times. Due to my inability to find her, I did what I do a lot in this game, and what most people do, and I got distracted! So I found another shrine, ran from my first Lizalfos, met up with some Koroks, visited some ruins, and saw another shrine. This one I unfortunately couldn't get into. Also, this Zora outside the shrine I found told me to go visit Prince Sidon as he was looking for a Hylian. Instead of following my destiny and meeting up with Prince Aura, I instead decided to stick to what I was planning on doing, and unfortunately meeting the sad old lady, who just told me the same story I'd heard like 1,000 times. By 1,000 I mean twice. Though she did go into more detail about these things called divine beasts, which I already did know slightly about but weren't really familiar with. These had 4 pilots. Each race had their own respect champion, except the Hylians. They kinda just had Link. They don't even get a divine beast, they're just some guy. Like, I get he can use a sword, and it's like, that's cool and all, it's just some guy. She told me to go free the divine beasts. Like, sure, another detour, but it's not all that bad. As she also told me that my iPad, I mean Sheikah Slate, which is what it's actually called, was still broken. And you're probably asking, Rorey, why is that a good thing? Well, because I had one last ability, and I cannot wait to see what it is. The other ones, except Cryonis, are all really cool, so I was really excited to see what that last one was. She told me to go visit her friend in Hateno village called Pura, who is some ancient science lady, I don't know. So I hightailed it over there, getting distracted on my way. Outside the Dueling Peak stable is where I met my first horse, and the only one I ever used. We didn't talk about the second one. And with my pure horse riding skill, I managed to tame it. What did I call my horse? I called it Ganondorf, because I needed to show Ganon who was boss by riding him around all over the place. Actually, turns out where I'm going is kinda mountainous, so I kinda just left him. With that, I finally didn't get distracted and made my way all the way to Hateno village. Though through a series of quite unfortunate events, I ended up on 1 heart, so killing all the creases, skeletons, and bokoblins in my way. I made it to Hateno village, which was actually pretty chill, I guess. And that's where I met Pura, who was a child. It was a failed experiment, I don't know, kinda not that important. Pura helped fix my pad, which allowed me to do a bunch of cool things, such as take photos. Yeah, that's what the last ability was. I got to take photos. I guess it's not that bad. She also told me to take a photo of her, and I don't know what the problem was with this, I'm sorry. This is a great photo. I let her upgrade one of the 3 abilities I could to its max potential, and that was pretty useful. I haven't used it once. The fixed Sheikah Slate also revealed the library of photos that were already on the device. I was told to go back to Impa and get them checked out. So let's go into phase 2 as we search for the lore. As this is my first Zelda game, when I first started, I really wanted to know the lore. I don't really care that much about the timeline, I know that's convoluted, but I wanted to at least see what this game's story was, and to do that I need to unlock memories. With my goal to learn all the lore, I decided to go back to Impa, and I didn't really have a fast way of getting to her, so I decided to climb this tower so that I could glide down, and at this moment is when I realized that I'm an idiot. By climbing towers, you unlock sections of the map. And first of all, how did I not realize this? And better yet, how did I forget this from the tutorial? Somehow I was like, let me pull up the map. This is what a map should look like. Nevertheless, I continued back to Impa, and thankfully I'm not an idiot, and thought, there's gotta be a better way. But unfortunately I am an idiot, and that one question spiraled into a plethora of bad decisions. I went back to where I started somehow with the Lizalfos and the Korok. I killed a wizard, and then I found that same Zora, who I decided to graciously help after I failed to get into that one shrine I couldn't get into like 50 more times. The game overs were crazy. I decided to go help the Zora. So I went to find Sidon, which actually set off a quest to save the Zora. Wait a second. Pull it back up the title screen? Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's better. What's this one? It's nice. Phase 2 is not really finding the lore anymore. I guess maybe free the divine beasts. Yeah, put that up. Then part 1, save the Zora. Please put music behind this. This would be really awkward if it didn't have any music. As Impa told us earlier, there are 4 divine beasts, each with a champion? As Impa told us earlier, there are 4 divine beasts, each with a respective region of Hyrule. Unfortunately, when Ganon took over, he killed them all and took control of the divine beasts. Unfortunately, once again, these divine beasts didn't leave and go do other things. No, they're still in their regions, terrorizing the people in their own quirky way. The big elephant known as Varuda is constantly making it rain, which I guess is good for farmers, but I don't really know what Zora eat. Though speaking of Zora, the Zora are a race of fish people, as you can see, who have really long lifespans. So most of them either remember Link, or have a grudge against all Hylians after the death of their champion Mipha. Mipha is the Zora champion and the pilot of Varuda. She was good friends with Link, and was crushing on him hard, but unfortunately Link is an emotionless brick and didn't get the memo. Mipha's brother Prince Sidon is a well-known aura farmer, so maybe the rain was good for someone after all. I'll show myself out. Sidon is looking for a Hylian to help him stop Varuda. Thankfully, I'm broke and ready to enter the workforce, so I bumbled my way up to Zora's domain with Sidon's supportive words. We headed straight for the throne room, where I met Mipha and Sidon's dad, King Dorothin, who instantly recognized me. yeah, that's right. I'm kind of a celebrity. The king knows me. No, pro. I'll sign that. Yes. Oh, no paparazzi. After I told him I wanted to free Varuda, he gave me the Zora armor, aka his dead daughter's marriage proposal, and it also allowed me some waterfalls. This armor has a great cultural significance, as countless generations of Zora princesses would make this and give it to who they want to marry. Dorfin's advisor is upset by me just getting the Zora armor, and decides to mope down by Mifa's statue because he used to teach her. Though the cultural significance didn't stop me from putting it on the minute I was given it. It's not like that's gonna stop me, just ask the countless shrines I've desecrated just for an extra heart. I was trying to tell him that me and Mifa were chill, but Mizu just wasn't buying it, so... When I looked at Mifa's statue for like a second, I had a flashback, and that revealed Mifa's true feelings about Link. Once Mizu saw that the shirt fit me perfectly, he begrudgingly told me where to find some shock arrows, because I needed them to calm the divine beasts. And this moment is where I wasted a lot of time. So, let's go to... Hello and welcome back to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. We're on the final round. This is the one last question, Rorey. You need to answer this correctly, and you win 10,000 rupees. You got it? Yep? Okay. The question is, read this line, and what does it mean? A. That you should kill the Lionel and take the arrows from its rotting corpse. B. You should go find shock arrows from around the arena, as he probably shoots them at trees sometimes. C. You should subscribe to the PowerFull show. D. I'm gonna jump off a bridge. So, which do you think it is? You selected A. Good choice. Though, unfortunately, A was not the correct answer. We were looking for B. Though C would have got you extra points and we would have given 10,000 extra dollars, but most people who choose A do end up going with D right after they do C. But the correct answer we were looking for was B. Yeah. How are you supposed to get that? For most people, choosing A wouldn't actually be that bad, as you should probably be able to kill him by this point in the game or else they wouldn't really put him there. Though, I'm not most people and spent 30 minutes dying to him without even, scratching a part of his health. Though, one reset as I was running for my lives, I picked up, 5 shock arrows and I was like, oh. This led to an epiphany, and then I realized that I can just sneak around the arena and collect the arrows, also known as answer B. Once I got all my arrows, I glided down to Sidon, perfectly landing on the dock first try. Sidon asked me if I was ready, and we set off to go face the Divine Beast. I was told I needed 20 shock arrows. Turns out I only needed 4. So finally I got on Varuda and began my first Divine Beast. This is very repetitive for every single beast. So I'm going to explain Varuda and you'll basically get the gist for all of them. Each Divine Beast is fitted with 5 different puzzles that will each get you a different terminal which you can unlock and access. You can't access any of these terminals until you get the map, which is the first puzzle in which you have to complete. Some of these puzzles require you to do them in a linear structure, but most of them do not. While you're collecting all the terminals, you're being cheered on by the spirit of the former champion of that Divine Beast. Once you get all the terminals, you're instructed to go to the main terminal, where you end up fighting a Blight. These boss fights are really easy. Once you beat them, you get a heart container. Each champion has their own unique ability. For Mifa, it was Mifa's Grace, which once you die, it will give you all your hearts back plus extra, and allow you to keep on living. Once the Divine Beast is saved, it goes to its post and shoots at the castle. And I am sent back to Zora's domain, or the location in which I started. I speak to King Dorothin. As a reward, I got Mifa's light scale trident, which is cool, I guess. I kind of wanted money. I was told I'd be rewarded for this. I'm still broke. Okay, well, guess I need to get a real job. With the Zora saved, it's a happy ending for everyone. Well, actually, except for Sidon. He got sued by the Costco guys. Order in the court. How does the defendant plead? I'm sorry, Sidon, but the jury have made their verdict.
Oh, we're so sorry to hear about your brother that passed away. He gets 5 big booms. Boom! 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 Boom!
Hello, and thank you so much for watching as far as you have. This video is unfortunately over, and the end of part 1. It's taken me a month to edit this video. I'm so sorry. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, then I highly recommend subscribing, as it should notify you when part 2 comes out. If you're deathly starved of content, then I highly recommend watching these 2 channels up on screen, as they're made by my friends and they both have videos coming out on this exact same day, so go watch them. One's a history channel and one is a horror podcast. Only episode 1 is currently out, but watch it anyway. But if you would like to see more from me, you can check out my channel or subscribe. Thank you again so much for watching, and have a powerful day. Bye bye.